Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the Misty versus Blaine Remastered battle. For those that have not seen the original, please go back and watch it. It is actually our most popular video. However, I will say very shortly, within probably the month, that video will no longer be up probably. We're debating on it right now, but for sure, at least till the end of this month, that video will still remain if you want to watch the original Misty versus Blaine video, but this is the remastered version. What the remastered version, or the deluxe version, or whatever you want to say, I feel like I'm talking Nintendo now with all their deluxe versions and everything, is going to do is take Blaine versus Misty again, but now with all of our new knowledge of Pokemon, everything like that. If it tells you a difference, when we first did this battle, we literally knew like nothing. We didn't know like about how accuracy drops affected things, what Pokemon even to use. We were mostly just using things from either the anime that we could think of or whatever else. These ones have been highly researched through either the anime, the manga, through just tons of different resources, whatever it may be, the actual games itself, and using it. Now, however, if there was a Pokemon that really defined a certain trainer, we try to keep that on there. So we try to always keep a gym leader's ace. So like Misty will always have her Starmie, and Blaine will always have his Arcanine, just as their staple Pokemon. There was one Pokemon I could not, however, do on Pokemon Stadium 1. I don't know if it will be the same issue with Pokemon Stadium 2, but we'll figure that out shortly. And I could not add Blaine's Mewtwo. I put a Kadabra in its place as the next closest thing. I would have done Alakazam, but Alakazam's moveset's kind of meh, and we didn't do any. We're just using the Pokemon Stadium rental Pokemon or whatever for this. And usually most of the time the pre-evolved forms are better than the evolved forms for whatever reason. And I didn't want to have to like take a Game Boy game and try to work through all this into stuff. But anyway, to get all that out of the way, welcome to the Blaine Misty Bree match, whatever. The first time they battled 3 times, I think 3 times, at least for sure twice, and Misty demolished Blaine. It got down to the wire at the very beginning match, and Misty ended up winning due to a comeback and some poor choices on Blaine's part. And then the second match, Misty ran away with, even with a lot of accuracy drops and all that. But either way, we're now here for the rematch with new teams, a whole bunch of new setups. Who knows who will win? It will be a total, I believe, of 7 matchups. It's not going to be a best of 7. We're just going to do all 7 to see what the final standings is after everything. So that way we can see all the different generations, see all the different Pokemon they've had over time. A lot of it is like, so Gen 1's going to use a lot of the mechanics of like, faster Pokemon were better, or there was no, special split. When Gen 2 comes around, it has those splits and whatever. Then Gen 3 introduces abilities. Gen 4 adds the physical special split, and then Gen 6 adds like Mega Evolutions, Gen 7 with Z moves and stuff like that, and then Gen 8 with the Gigantamax, Dynamax stuff. So as we go through generations, the teams will change. New elements will be added for those certain generations. So hopefully you guys are super excited. We're super excited to get this started. And let me think here. So I am letting a computer going to have to control for sure on at least these first 2 battles. I don't know about in the future, but for sure these first 2 battles, a computer is going to have to control somebody. So what I'm going to do is for Pokemon Stadium 1, have the computer control Blaine, and then in Pokemon Stadium 2, have the computer control Misty, and just see what happens. So let's see, he's got Arcanine, Weak to Water, Rock, whatever you want to say. I'm trying to figure out who's the best one to kind of go out to. Who's really got no major weaknesses here. My gut's saying Dragonair because I'm not seeing a really super effective Mon on him. In my thing, everybody else either has a Grass or a type of weakness. Lapras is my next kind of best bet, but again, that Vileplume kind of scares me. So I'm going to stick with the Dragonair, and the rest don't really matter because at that point you're just choosing freely. So let's battle them. Misty versus Blaine. Let me know who you think are going to win. Like I said, Misty won the last time, but we'll see who wins this time. These Pokemon are all set to level 50, just like they do usually with Pokemon Showdown and, normal VGC stuff. So all that normal stuff, no EVs or IV stuff or whatever, or anything like that. So this is all just kind of using the rental Pokemon, things like that. So let me go ahead and make sure my phone doesn't die and plug it in. That's actually a good point. Thank you, Notification Center, for letting me know my phone is running low, which is probably going to mess with it a bit. There we go. let's get this battle started. All right, let's see. We are going to go for... See, if we kill it with Hyper Beam, we don't have to recharge, but I think, because Kangaskhan's not really super fast, I might go ahead and go for the Ice Beam, because if we freeze, they stay frozen forever. This has still the Gen 1 mechanics, so we got to keep that in mind. So let's go for the Ice Beam and hope for some freezes here. He does start with Kangaskhan. He uses Dizzy Punch. Very much powerful move. That does a crud ton of damage. I think we would live one more if my math is treating me right. Right? Oh, we got the freeze! We got the freeze! Okay. I think like status claws and all that are in effect. Sleep claws like that has it in this game. I'm pretty sure. So that is something to keep in mind. I do think though I'm doing kind of like, because it's 83. We lost about, you know what, screw it. We're gonna go for it. He's frozen. There's nothing much he can do. I might just kind of swift him down, keep my PP intact. I believe they can't thaw. I'm pretty sure they can't thaw. It's just a... Okay, that scared me. I was like, how did he thaw? I thought that still has the Gen 1 mechanics, but we can't freeze anybody else. Okay, Kadabra. We went for a physical move with Swift. I believe it's physical. I don't know the whole physical special split thing, but it doesn't really matter too much in Gen 1. Yes, okay, that does a great ton of damage to Kadabra. Now, Kadabra does hit very hard, which is scary. I might go ahead and just go for the Hyper Beam here because I feel like it will destroy him. And that way we don't have to recharge. Try to explain my moves. Hyper Beam, go! It's always what I think of when I see that. Okay, took down one. And this is a hard setting computer, so that way it was fair. I've done a lot of Pokemon Showdown matches. I've done a lot more Pokemon studying. I've done Nuzlocke, whatever else. I feel like I've gotten to watch a bunch of Pokemon YouTubers, so I feel like I've got a good knowledge. Do I know everything? Heck no. And could I compete, in a, whatever, more professional thing? Probably not. Oh, so we do still have to recharge. Okay, that's good to know. At least I know that now. So that Gen 1 mechanic does not stay. Oh, poor Kangaskhan in the ice. So what are you going to do with this Kangaskhan that's frozen? That's what my question is. Do I go for the Hyper Beam? I just feel like I should still save my PP. So let's go for another Swift here. Love that animation. Ooh, a crit's nice. We'll take that. And he's still frozen, which is perfect. And I think... should I go for the Hyper Beam? I want to kill this thing. It's definitely a problem. Because even if it switches, we're going to get a lot of damage on the next Pokemon. Perfect. Took down Kangaskhan. 2 down. Misty off to the strong lead. If you guys want to look up it's on Bulbapedia and a lot of other websites, what their teams could consist of in a sense. So if you want to look that up, feel free to see if there was something better we could have done. But we will have to recharge this turn. So let's see what a Ninetales does against a Dragonair. Ooh, here comes a Fire Blast. It does land, I think. Oh, and it does get a burn. That's big. Alright, so we only literally probably will have a turn to live, so might as well just go out with a Hyper Beam, right? Right? That's what I'm thinking here. It might outspeed me. It does outspeed me. Fire Blast is really inaccurate. And it still hits. Alright. Dragonair goes down. I think we did a good lead. We got a nice 2-0 lead before he got taken down. Didn't get any damage, sadly, on the Ninetales, which is not so good. So let's see. We got a Ninetales here, which is, really good for any of our water types. So let's go ahead and send out our ace in the hole, our Starmie. I think this thing can do some nice damage to a Ninetales. Let's go for... Ooh, this thing knows Thunder, too. That's some good coverage. And once we get into the showdown battles, which will happen around Gen 3, we will be able to select our own moves and everything for each person. I'm about 90% sure I should be able to control each one, so we should have no issues with, fairness or whatever you want to say. Because that would be my only worry. But... otherwise, we should be good. I'm going to go ahead and just go for another another Surf. Oh, does he switch? He does switch. What are we going to get a Surf on? I mean, most of his others are fire, aren't they? Ooh, Vileplume. Good switch. Good switch. Smart switch on his part. Vileplume's scary. We'll get damage. Maybe. I guess we are confused. Oh, we hit ourselves in confusion. Okay, Thunder won't do anything to us, and we do not have any ice moves. This is where Dragonair would have come in handy for. I didn't think about that in the long run. I need to actually think about the long run in this. So we need an ice type, which we have Lapras for. Because, yeah, he's really our only answer for this thing. Slowbro might also have some, but I want to go with Lapras just because it's a little bit more bulky. I know we'll have to take a hit, but I'd rather take a hit with a more bulky mon than... Alright, Lapras. Let's do your thing. Alright, Petal Dance. It locks him into this move, too. How much damage is this going to do? Oh god, that's a crit. That's a crit. Wow. Wow. Wow, that crit. Oh god. Okay, we need an Ice Beam. Okay, we do outspeed, which is really good. Can we get a freeze again? No, but we do take it down really bad, nicely. So we'll do another Petal Dance, which will kill Lapras, but we did really weaken down the Vileplume, and now we have ourselves lost a couple Pokemon, so, it's getting more fair balanced. Of course, I'm going to cheer for myself, but at the same point, I'm just kind of researching here. I'm trying to be as fair with this. So do I go with Slowbro? I feel like Slowbro's the next smartest because Omnite's super weak to this thing. Starmie is weak, and I just feel like Slowbro's bulky too, but I might be wrong. As I don't know 100% of stats, I just kind of remember like hearing people say certain things, but Slowbro looks so derpy. So this thing's a grass poison type. Guess I can go ahead and just go for a stab psychic on this thing. Okay, so it's going to become confused after this move. Wow, that does so much damage. If that one was a crit, I think it would have killed us. Probably definitely would have killed us. It's almost did 100 damage. Okay, so we killed the Vileplume, which is great. That one was a major worry. I don't think Slowbro, though, had any water moves that looked like. I thought I only saw Ice Beam and Psychic, but I might be wrong. It wasn't looking really hard. Okay, here comes out Arcanine. Hi, Arcanine. Alrighty. We do have Surf. I don't know where I even got Ice Beam from. I don't even know Ice Beam. Alright, Surf should pretty much probably destroy this Arcanine. Oh, it will kill him. Ooh, no, 50. It's 50 because I thought they were set to level 100. I'm like, oh, that's gonna kill, but it's only level 50. One more Dragon Rage will kill. So if he lives this Surf, he will kill Slowbro. I don't know how specially defensive Arcanine is. He does live. He does live. Okay. Okay. We're going to die to Dragon Rage the next turn. They have about the same HP everywhere. I just feel like I should do a safe switch in to, somebody, then, kill, get damage off on somebody else, because Arcanine's really fast. So he's probably going to outspeed pretty much anybody. Starmie was my only one that I thought maybe could outspeed him, but I'm not 1,000% sure, so I just rather put in a more healthy mon, that'll live a couple Dragon Rages than one that, would die after a few. I know we'd probably kill him in one hit with any of these mons, but I'd still rather be safe than sorry. So let's go out to Starmie here. I don't see Arcanine doing much to this thing unless it, knows something crazy, which I guess it could, but I really doubt it. So let's go for those Surf. That should kill Arcanine. Let's see, do we outspeed? We do outspeed an Arcanine. I was thinking we would, but at the same point, this also keeps our Starmie a little bit more healthy for the next Pokemon in line. Poor Arcanine. So how many Pokemon does he have left? He has 2, and I think I have 3 or 4, I'm pretty sure. Okay, Rapidash, another fast Pokemon. I don't believe, again, it would be faster than a Starmie, but, again, I'm not an expert on stat stuff. Starmie goes for the Surf. I could turn on the actual audio for this, but we'll do that for Pokemon Stadium too. I just kind of forgot about it on this. Wow, we destroyed Rapidash. It must have very poor special defense or defense or whatever the heck, you know, it would be considered under. So he has one Pokemon left. And it's Ninetales, who's really weak. See, I feel like just even a Swift will kill, but we're going to go for the 100% bet. And it won't matter, in fact, of like, say, like, you know, since Misty's going to have a couple Pokemon left here to win this, it won't matter on, like, as much of, like, who's got more left at the end, unless it just somehow weirdly goes, you know, because it shouldn't go to a tiebreaker with 7 battles, in a sense, so we shouldn't have any worries. But if you want to go that deep with it, I'll still do the math on, you know, who killed more Pokemon overall, but either way, here's the final stage between Misty and whatever. Why does the trio look all whatever? I don't know. That was a little weird. But there you go. There's the end of Gen 1's battle. We are going to dive into Gen 2 now on Pokemon Stadium 2. And then after that, we're going to dive into Pokemon Showdown for a few of those matches. Hopefully you guys will be excited for the next round. Welcome to round 2 of Misty versus Blaine. You see the new Gen 2 teams now before you. Some new additions, some legendaries in there actually too as well. Again, the whole issue became that Mewtwo is again not available unless I did some workarounds, and I can't figure out how to do that right now, so I figured I'd replace Mewtwo with his Vileplume, just give him another coverage. I thought about putting Hypno in there just because it'd be still a Psychic type, and that's kind of similar to Mewtwo in a sense, but then I was like, well, he's kind of Glass Cannon-y. Let's get something else that's kind of like good coverage for Misty's team. While looking at it really quickly that I know actually Blaine actually owns. So that's what I ended up doing. So you see Blaine's new team. You see her team. So I'm going to kind of think here really who kind of is the best one to start out with. Now, as much as really all of our team is pretty much weak to water except for Parasect and Vileplume. The Parasect and Vileplume are weak to Ice, which I believe Suicune does have an Ice move, if I would assume. And I might be wrong, but I feel like he might have an Ice move, so I feel like going with one of them, it might be the smarter choice. I know Parasect does know Spore, which is pretty broken. So we could start with Parasect, get a Spore off on somebody, and put it in Permanent Sleep, but I would want to put Permanent Sleep on Suicune more than anybody else on this team. He's my biggest worry. When looking at the team. The next one I would say is a worry, really, I would say is Ampharos. But with Rhydon and probably Macargo, they should be able to take down that thing. Anything else I feel like pretty confident in. Blastoise is a little bit of a worry just because he's bulky and everything, but Vileplume should be able to handle that with its Giga Drains and everything like that. So I don't know if it will start, because obviously with this still being a computer, I don't know what it's going to pick and start out with, in a sense. So I'm just going to go with my gut here. And seeing that, you know, majority of her team, besides Ampharos and Exeggutor, are weak to Vileplume, I feel like Vileplume's the move, because even Vileplume's not very, you know, it's not very effective with Ampharos and Exeggutor. Yeah, it would be weak to if Exeggutor doesn't know Psychic, but so would Parasect. I just feel like it's the safest bet to guarantee maybe a good chance. Like I said, there's a 4, you know, whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick Vileplume, and the rest don't matter because, you know, at that point we can just free select, so. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and move the camera a little bit. I didn't realize it was off the thing there. Alright, Vileplume. I still love how Vileplume kind of flies into the picture. I did add the audio back, as you hear now. Alright, so it did start with Suicune. I could poison it. Petal Dance will do a lot of damage. My fear is this thing having an Ice Beam, but I don't want to like switch into somebody and them have it take an Ice Beam or anything else from this thing. Should I just go for the status now and guarantee it'll kind of dwindle down? Because we can multi-poison stuff. Because if we do Petal Dance, we're locked into Petal Dance until we're confused. That is the problem. My gut's saying go for poison power, guaranteed damage. Even if this thing does ice beam, maybe we can still do something. It should outspeed me. It does mist, weirdly. Okay, this is on a hard mode computer too, by the way. So I believe that allows no stat changes to happen. I don't think Mist will do anything else to us, so let's go ahead and go for the Pedal Dance. It does switch. It does switch. We could have gone for, I guess, Poison Powder again. Okay, so this is scary because we're locking into Pedal Dance against an Executor who's going to eat this pretty well. Actually, it did a little bit more than I thought. It did a little bit more than I thought. Okay, Confusion, it does have a Psychic move, which I feared. Oh, that's a crit, that's a crit. We live on 1? We get a crit right back, nice. Okay, we will die the next, no, we do not die. Oh God. It outspeeds me, right? It outsped me this whole time. What will Vileplume out? Will Vileplume outspeed anything on its team? I just feel like there's nothing Vileplume's gonna be able to do right now. I feel like I should just be like, screw it. If I outspeed, then whatever. That way it wastes a little bit of its confusions. This is a major issue. Alright, so Blaine's got the early lead. Or no, I'm Blaine this time. That's right, I switched. I forgot I switched it. Okay, so let's go out to... I feel like Moltres is the bet because we have 2 super effective typings on that thing, but if freaking Suicune comes back out, then, you know, we're ice and water and other stuff. Oh, shh, announcer. We have to debate. I just fear, yeah, I mean, switching out to water types, but we do know Endure, which is good. Fire Blast is really inaccurate, but so is Sky Attack. I don't know if it's more specially weak or physically weak, but I'm going to go for Sky Attack just maybe if it switches, we are doing damage to something. What are you going to do to this Moltres? Oh no. Miss. Sleep is broken in this gym. Sleep is broken. Okay, let's go ahead and go and switch. Because I believe Sleep Clause is an effect where multiple Pokemon cannot fall asleep. Arcanine. What will you do to Arcanine? Nightmare. So it knows Nightmare, which I think I have to be asleep for. Let's go for... I know it might switch, but just go for damage. Yeah, it does switch. It does switch. Probably go out to a water type. Yeah, this is gonna eat a Flame Wheel like it's nothing. No burn. I just want like safe switches in, but that's where also a problem comes in, because it's like, because right now my biggest issue is I've not taken out like any of her team. Because Parasect does have Spore, but I really wanted to save that for Suicune, but if I knock, because Parasect doesn't have Giga Drain, I just want to safe switch into it. That's my thing right now. I can do guaranteed damage to this Blastoise. I could do a Leer and weaken it down, but I feel like this thing will one-shot an Arcanine. Could Roar, but it has negative priority. Yeah, I go for E-Speed. Some expert out there is like, you could have done this move. Okay, Hydro Pump. That's gonna kill him. I said it might have not killed if it was equipped. I don't know, but this way it gets guarantees a safe switch in Parasect. Okay. It might switch here. Wow, it does outspeed me. Mud Slap, that's an interesting move. That's gonna be a problem. Wow, Blastoise is really bulky. So we do have a lowered accuracy, which might hurt us in the long run, but we can only switch if worst case. Okay, he's upping his defense right now, which shouldn't matter because I believe we're using special type moves. Okay, only has 13 health left. I think a slash will be enough to kill. Okay, goes for Mud Slap again, which is going to lower our accuracy. We might need to get Parasect out of here so that way it's not affected by status later on. Oh, this is stinky, this is stinky. That, yeah, it has 100% accuracy, but right now we're at like, what, like maybe even 70 or something like that. Okay, it missed Hydro Pump, which is really good. Just land it, just land it. Thank you, Parasect. Okay, we'll switch Parasect out after this, probably. It shouldn't really have an answer for Parasect. But the accuracy drops are going to hurt us. Okay. Go ahead and switch. Let's go ahead and bring out Macargo. Shouldn't have much for a Macargo. Fusion, just like I thought. Did a good amount of damage, actually, to him. Alright, let's go for a Fire Blast. Do a lot of damage. Wow, this thing outspeeds me. Which I guess Macargo's not really super fast. No confusion, no confusion. Land, land, land. Nice, nice Macargo. Oh boy. Good little comeback coming on here. Okay, this is a rock and water type, groundwater type, something like that. 50-50 chance of poison. Raises my special. Hits the target with I feel like I should go for the Smog, just there that poison chance on this Quagsire. Oh, we're dead. We're dead. We're 1,000,000,000% dead. I thought we would outspeed a Quagsire. I kind of wish it went into its shell. Okay, so this thing's a water ground type, so it is really weak to Parasect. Slam. Okay. This can paralyze. Oh, it misses. Wow, not kill. That's interesting. That is very interesting. Another slam. No status, which is perfect. Whew. Blaine's doing well, but... Alright. This thing already has a status, so that's going to be a problem because I can't put it to sleep. But Giga Drain should still do a great amount of damage on this thing. So maybe it doesn't know an ice move? I was trying to see how much that would do to me. Poison hits in turn? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so now we'll live another gust unless it's a crit. What? I have no PP left for that? Okay. I don't have anything else super effective. Slash isn't stab. Fury Cutter is, but isn't that really weak? Bug type that grows more powerful with every hit. Returns to normal if it misses. So, but it's only a 10 power, where that's 70 and has a high crit ratio. Yep, going with the high crit ratio. I know we might. Let's see how much a gust does here. Nope, we got the crit. I got the crit. That's lovely. Oh god. So those gust for sure. Mist. What? No ice beam or I don't know. Rhydon's a good bet because rock is super effective. Oh, not super. It's not weak to ice. Jesus. I was thinking super effective on ice, but Sleeping's not even ice type. No zap cannon on this thing? Alright, bet. Okay, there's no bubble beam, which is scary. Live. Just live. Just live. Just live. All you have to do is live! It's a bubble beam! It's not getting hurt by poison either. Which is very, very stinky. Wake up, Moltres! Do I go for a ruler? What do I do here? I need to wake up. Sleep is broken. Wake up, Moltres! Give us a chance, bro. Oh, there's nothing I can do. Because even I can try to endure or wake up, but I don't think poison will do anything. But sky attack won't. I mean, I would have to live, sky. There's so many different things playing through my mind. If I'm asleep here, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter what I pick because I'm asleep. So, Moltres will either go down now or the next turn, no matter what. There he goes. Misty wins the second round. He is now up 2-0. But Blaine's going to have a lot of broken Pokemon coming forward. A lot of legendaries. A lot of crazy stuff is about to shape up. So just because Misty won this doesn't mean anything going forward. We got 5 more matches to come here. Hopefully you guys are still excited, and I can't wait to see Generation 3 with abilities. Alright, let's begin Gen 3 now on Pokemon Showdown, as you see, and you'll see kind of the teams below here. That's why I did this view for a second, so you can kind of see some of Misty's team. I know you can't really see Blaine's team right now, but kind of had to do this from Misty's point of view. It was the only way to kind of record this and be able to use 2 users, so I'm, controlling both teams right now. So I've got Blaine I'm using on my computer, and I'm using Misty on my mobile phone. That's how I was able to pull this off, and just using 2 of my Pokemon Showdown accounts. So, hey, it was fun. But anyway, let's take on me. Yeah, Misty versus Blaine. I literally just combined their names. But really how this whole thing started back in the day was we were like, well, wouldn't Misty with her water types, just destroy Blaine? Ignoring levels in a sense. I get level-wise, maybe she might not stand up in a sense. But when you think about it, it's just water type better than fire type. Wouldn't that make her? And it was that whole, then we started thinking that whole gym literature could be messed up because there's situations where you can see either Sabrina or Erica being even above Giovanni, or, there's so much you could switch around or do because it's well, this person could beat this person and this person could beat this person. And, all this other spaz. So that's how this whole thing started back in the day when me and my nephew were playing it, and we were like, you know what, let's just see if Misty would beat Blaine in a one-on-one battle, not taking levels into consideration, just kind of going at it in a sense that it might be a fun little bonus feature I might throw in at the very end. We'll see about taking on, with their levels. So like using Misty, Star You, and Star Me from, Pokemon Red or Yellow or whatever game I want to choose. Or even because I think in, what was it, Black 2 or something, you could rematch the gym leaders from Kanto and maybe using that team's levels against Blaine's team level. I don't know. We could maybe figure out something if we want to do a bonus thing, but we might not do that. I don't know. We'll debate. We'll see. You tell me if I did the bonus or not, or if you guys want the bonus even in general. But yeah, you can see Blaine's magical new Mewtwo now. Finally, I can actually use him in a couple of these battles. There's going to be still a few that he can't be in just because of restrictions or whatever you want to say, but kind of glad that he can finally use his team of legendaries that he has before him. Like we said, Misty currently has a 2-0 lead, and it doesn't matter if she wins all 7 of these. It's just a matter of just kind of seeing how they do fare against each other, and you can kind of see like, oh wait, Blaine had a Mewtwo at one point, Blaine had a Entei at one point. Like, yeah, in different manga versions or in different parts of his story, and whether it be on the anime or in whatever, he had these certain Pokemon. So it's kind of cool to know, like, hey, he potentially owned one of these Pokemon in his time, and he was a part of Team Rocket. So might not shock you, but I know the Misty Suicune is probably a big shocker to a lot. Like, she had a Suicune in one of the animes, not animes, mangas. I can't remember which, but yeah, still kind of cool to know. I did have to make a few like shiny or whatever, but I did do just neutral natures, no bonuses in EVs or IVs or anything like that. But I know Suicune was one exception to the rule because it had to be a certain way, but I, negated whatever it had to be, because I think it had to be like relaxed nature and shiny for a certain move I was giving it, because I try to give these things coverage. So, I would give them, one stab move and then just something to cover its weaknesses and kind of take on, like if they were thinking, okay, like I'm about to fight Misty, I'm about to fight Blaine, what move should I have? Them each knowing each other's teams and everything about one another. That was kind of what I was thinking through as I was doing all this. All right, here we got Arcanine versus Suicune. Arcanine. But yeah, we've been, definitely me, I've been super looking forward to doing this battle all over again, just to see if it would have had the same result of Misty winning like she did back in the day with, all these new teams and the ability to do more than just 2 of the generations in a sense. And this might mean, other battles we can do in the future, whether it be, actual just, taking on different protagonists of the anime or just random people here and there, but also we can do theme battles or metronome battles, whatever sounds good. You guys can always let us know down in the suggestions if you like anything. I know Sword and Shield and this game have a lot of options for metronoming Pokemon, so that might be a cool thing we can definitely look into and have fun with, as well as, like I said, there's a lot of different themes we can do around everything. So we do have a lot of fun just playing out these battles and all that. Sadly, my nephew could not be here for this recording as he is in school and everything for a while again. So it'll be a lot of still solo content with myself being, still the main whatever of this channel, and with them both kind of having their own things now. It kind of makes it all on me, but I still, like I said, love making the videos either way. So I know they'll be making some projects here and there and joining me on videos here in the very near future. We're going to have also a couple videos coming up here very, very soon with kind of just either stuff we're still catching up on with our Smash Brothers series we had, and I think I had one other thing I needed to catch up on. I think a lot of it was just like the shiny hunting series we had with Diamond and Pearl. Other than that, though, once that kind of gets all caught up, we will have what we're going to call the upgrade video, where we're going to kind of talk about everything we want to have going forward now that we'll be caught up with everything we wanted done. And once the upgrade video goes up, we are going to start working on maybe potentially, we're highly debating on maybe kind of refreshing our YouTube channel on a general, and then that way we can start moving forward with becoming an actual YouTube creator with doing, at least, a couple uploads throughout the week. Even doing where you can do up to like 3 a day or whatever. I mean, we're to, utilize as much as we can to do live series again, to do content again. We have a lot of series planned right now in our head, so we're definitely looking forward to it. We're doing a mixing of bulk recording and or just whatever, getting ideas together, so we're prepared in advance. But like I said, that upgrade video will talk into all this, so we're not going to use this video because this is going to be about Blaine versus Misty as he sends out Houndoom against a Shucky Lantern, whatever you want to call him. Here, I didn't realize just how bulky both this Pokemon, I knew it was kind of bulky with Lantern, but also Suicune was in a couple of these battles. Suicune has a lot of good bulk that I did not realize. And a lot of the times when you're seeing like pauses in action, it's me debating what move or what thing is going to be best in each situation. Who's going to maybe outspeed, what is going to be the best situation for each person. So like I said, and I'm also controlling 2 people at the same time. So I just have to think through everything and just make sure I'm trying to make the best decisions. Could there be better decisions? I'm sure there could be. But I was just trying to do my best with what I had in front of me. And Tay takes a nice little surf to the face. Switch out to Mr. Articuno, who will take a surf way better. It's not resisted, but it still takes it a lot better with being a lot more specially bulky. Just couldn't remember, whatever, when I was realize just how many legendaries Blaine basically could have. With Articuno, Moltres, Mewtwo, and Entei just alone right there, 4 whatever legendaries that he could have on his team. I could kind of break him in a sense and just be like, all right, you get all of your legendaries and, you can use all that. But I was like, well, I should probably make it somewhat stable. But I don't know. At the same point, I was like, well, they should be allowed to use whatever they want. So, but I tried to still make it to where, each person kind of was like, well, I know Misty's primarily water type user, but she does have some mixes of these other types of Pokemon or whatever, trying to mix up the teams to make it, as fair as possible. Takes down a Articuno here with Lantern. Here comes back out Mr. Entei. So here's one of those situations where I was like, could I switch it? But I was like, most of the time I usually don't switch just because it's I'd rather just let this thing die and have a safer switch and not have something take damage that it doesn't need to. That's usually how my switch rule goes, unless it just seems like a really good logical switch. If it's something that might resist something better than something else, then I'll switch. But most of the time I don't switch unless it just really makes sense. Here we got a Ductrio who's super, super fast. One of the fastest Pokemon in the game. I know Electro's one that's faster than him. I don't know who else is for sure faster than him. I'm sure a couple legendaries are faster than him, but still a really fast Pokemon that caused a lot of issues for Blaine's team. Here goes the Earthquake, taking down Octillery. And just waiting here. There goes the end of round 3. Misty winning over Blaine again, having a 3-0 lead. And if we were doing a best of 7, it does look like pretty favorable in Misty's favor. For those cheering for Misty, you might have a good chance here, but we still have a lot more battles to go. As Arcanine takes on a Starmie here. Goes for a Thunderfang. Here we're in Gen 4 where we have the more of the special physical split. A couple new team members for different teams. There's an example of where I switched to do kind of eat up different attacks from a Starmie better than, any of my fire types would. And then, like I said, anytime there's a pause, it's just about okay, what is the best strategy to go for here? What's going to be the best damage making?
all that. For some reason, I didn't know steel was resisted by either psychic or water, whoever it is that resists steel. I don't know which type it is, but I did not know that steel was resisted by either one of those types. I was kind of shocked to learn that, actually. Here comes out a Mewtwo, which will now resist the psychic. Energy Ball takes down Starmie pretty easily. And now I'm just debating on who to send in. And I believe, I can't remember who I send in actually here. Oh, I send in the trio for the speed. The trio goes for the Sucker Punch, which is super effective, but Energy Ball will pretty much one-shot the Dugtrio, except for it had a Focus Sash, so it holds on with just a matter of HP. Which I thought was smart to put on this Dugtrio, knowing it's a glass cannon, was having a Focus Sash. So they can also, Engine 3, I think they had a few items here or there, but now there's more competitively use of items once I got into this generation to add on and use in this situation. Here comes out an Entei. Knowing it probably would go for Sucker Punch again, I went ahead and switched, that way I guarantee no damage. And also I figured none of its other really moves it could really do to me. And I knew Entei had extreme speed, so it probably should outspeed, but I know Sucker Punch does over-prioritize extreme speed, but I was like, well, it still won't do much to an Entei. And there's nothing else he should have that will outspeed me with extreme speeding Entei. Here we got a beast battle. Entei versus Suicune. I could kind of see each one of these legendary beast dogs, whatever you want to call them, having additional typings, like Suicune having an ice typing or Entei having a dark typing. I would say Raikou. I don't know. I was trying to think what would Raikou's secondary typing could be, but I don't know. Maybe like, I don't know. I was trying to like go off its looks in a sense, or even like its moveset, but I don't know. I can't think of one off the top of my head. At least that really makes sense. Go for the Toxic. Surf does a lot of damage, but we have a Citrus Berry, which will help out Entei a lot here. Kind of also put Suicune on a timer with the Toxic. And I did think for a while to like speed up these battles, but I was like, no, I want to have all the action in there and everything like that. That way you can see everything that happened, all the different debates maybe I had, how it exactly went down, just like we did in the very first time we recorded this on Pokemon Stadium 2 and 1. Did we do both stadiums? I think we did both stadiums, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a couple years since we did the original Misty versus Blaine battle. That battle is notably famous for us reacting to the move Surf missing, and we're like, well, how did Surf miss? It's 100% accurate. Well, we didn't take into fact that some smoke screens had went up, and although it's 100% accurate, unlike, like, say, Swift or Aurasphere moves that never miss, like, don't check the accuracy, Surf, although 100% accurate, if hit by smokescreen, loses that accuracy point. Like, it has to say it can't miss for it to not be able to miss, pretty much. And we didn't realize that at the point. We thought 100% meant, like, it never could miss. But like I said, lo and behold, through that battle, we learned how moves like smokescreen, double team, things like that can really affect 100% moves like Surf. So I had a Magmar that was using smokescreen on, I think it was a Lapras or something like that, of Misty's team using Surf. And yeah, ended up making it miss. Sadly did not help out Blaine a lot, but it did, make him miss at least one time to kind of give his team a couple more minutes to survive for. Here comes out Executor. There might be a way if I kind of do more research where I can kind of just choose whatever, probably through like either balanced hack mons or something like that. use whatever I kind of wanted, because I could probably do, like, I'd say a Gen 7 balance Hackmons where I can just use any of their Pokemon from any of the generations except for obviously Gen 8, but they don't have any Gen 8 Pokemon as of right now in the like manga or whatever you want to say. So I would love to, just give them whatever they kind of can, have or whatever. But at the same point, I thought this was still pretty fair, and that way they're kind of still abiding by somewhat logical rules in a sense. I know some of these moves are kind of interesting, but they are all legal moves they can learn. Nothing was illegal, and they are all on like competitive, whatever you want to say, like modes on Showdown. Moltres versus Lantern now. Moltres has a couple weaknesses with this Lantern, and Lantern is pretty thick. So I know at this point I was debating a switch for the Moltres, but also I know I'm also a legendary, so I could do good damage with this thing. So I went ahead and just charged up for a Solar Beam, expecting me to live it. Any move this thing did to me, knowing I had a little bit of special bulk, but not a lot. Obviously go for the Solar Beam here to just try to get anything on this thing, which does get a good amount of chunk of damage, I will say, for a non-stab move on a Lantern. But again, Lantern being so thick, it still ate the Solar Beam. Send out Octillery here, which is probably not a good choice, but at the same point, I was like, well, maybe I could do something with this thing, but couldn't. It wasn't probably going to outspeed anything anyway on Misty's team, but it was still just the hope. Here comes out Arcanine now, who's faster than Lantern. Come on now. Even me, I'm like, okay, I can be selecting probably a little bit faster, but it's all good. It's all good. We're enjoying the Magic Showdown of the 3 owed Misty versus the 0 and 3, Blaine. All right, here comes out Mewtwo, hoping to pull some miracle out of its butt to take down Misty's team. Takes down the Lantern. He does have, I think, a Life Orb or something on him, I know, that will hurt him over time. Here comes out Nidoqueen, which will probably die in one shot from a Psychic. Oh, yeah, but it didn't do Crunch, that's why it was out there. And Blaine wins his first victory on this thing, giving him now a 3-1. Will Blaine pull the comeback now? And here you can see their next generation. This is Gen 6 now, so the introduction of Megas came into the fray and everything like that. I skipped Gen 5 because I felt like Gen 4 and Gen 5 were pretty similar. There's only like a few moves that were introduced, no new battle mechanics. Obviously Gen 6 introduced Megas, Gen 7 introduces Z moves, and then Gen 8 introduced like Dynamax, Gigantamax, Sporms. So I just didn't feel like Gen 5 had anything, so that's why I chose to skip it. But if you want to do a Gen 5 battle, we can do that some point. But right now, this is kind of what we're going with, and why my logic of skipping Gen 5 was, kind of makes sense. But now you can actually see their full teams. They can actually freely pick who they want to go out to. And, starts with Kangaskhan, starts with Suicune here. But it's not no ordinary Kangaskhan. It's a Mega Kangaskhan, which, for those that don't know how broken Mega Kangaskhan is in Gen 6, it's pretty broken. I think it's pretty much still banned in a lot of cases. But with this being on Anything Goes, it kind of allows it to, be used and have its ability and everything. I think they did nerf it a little bit, but I'm not sure if it, how that works with, previous generations and everything, because I know Gen 1 still has the speed brokenness and the certain weaknesses not working, and sleep, or not sleep, freezing being permanent and everything. So I don't know what they fix or don't fix throughout these generations. Here Comes out Executor to take on Mega Kangaskhan now. They really need to make the baby its own Pokemon, to be honest. Does a good deal of damage here on the Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan doesn't really have a lot of answers for Mr. Executor. But a lot of Blaine's teams do have answers for Mr. Executor here. But we'll have to see what happens here soon. Go ahead and pull the switch, go out to Entei, which will pretty much eat whatever. The Leech Seed missed, which I think was a big pivotal point here in this battle. So that Leech Seed definitely would have helped in the long run, I believe. Berry activates, goes for Ancient Power, which is super effective. Doesn't get the stat boots, though. But another attack from Entei will kill this Executor. But pulls out the switch to eat a flamethrower from Entei. Now we're going to be doing some playing games of what's going to be best for which, player in a sense. So just debating on who to send in against Starmie right now. Send out my Parasect that knows some grass type moves. Gonna go for Giga Drain on Parasect and then Ice Beam with him, and that's a crit, so that's definitely gonna kill Parasect. That crit probably mattered. But is Bug weak to Ice? It might be Quad weak to Ice. I'm not sure. Bring out the old MVP Kangaskhan now. Goes for the Psychic, which is a good deal of damage. We have Thunderbolt, though, on the Kangaskhan, which is going to do a lot of damage as well. Then Starmie is going to go for, I believe, a Surf here, and Kangaskhan somehow miraculously lives it, giving him another chance of maybe taking out one more Pokemon before fainting. But Chip Trio is pretty fast, so we'll have to see what happens here. And this is one of those examples where, yeah, I could have switched and maybe saved this Pokemon, but I was like, well, do I want something else taking any hits from this thing, knowing it's going to pretty much outspeed anything else on my team? I was like, no, I don't really want anything else taking a hit from the Trio, so I'm just going to keep everybody else safe and just sack off the 6% health Mega Kangaskhan. Alrighty. Now I'm going to go ahead and send out Mr. Mewtwo. The only thing really on my team that really kind of, I think, outspeeds the Duck Trio, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember actually now that I'm thinking about it. And then, yep, it outspeeds. Earthquake from him. In comparison, there you can see the damage differences between an Earthquaking Mewtwo versus an Earthquaking Duck Trio. Goes for Protect. Just to see if it would help in the long run. But a Psychic will wipe out the Trio here. Go ahead and send out the next Pokemon here. I think I'm going to go ahead and send out Mr. Executor because he eats Psychic Hits a little bit better. But this Mewtwo knows Flamethrower, which will kill the Executor. So we're going to send out Ampharos here. First time, I think. Was it the first time using Ampharos? I'm not sure. I can't remember now. I can't remember the own battles that I've done so far. This Ampharos has a pretty good moveset. I'm going to go ahead and go for the highly damaging Outrage. Yes, I know it could lock me into confusion and hurt me in the long run, but at the same point, I needed to be able to live an Earthquake from this Mewtwo to be able to kill the Mewtwo for my best chance to kill the rest of his team. Knowing I think Ampharos is the last Pokemon on my team, and then all he has left, I think, is Primeape, if I remember correctly, of this battle. Here comes out Primeape. This Primeape does have some coverage on him, though, by knowing Outrage, which will take down Ampharos, giving Blaine another victory, making him now 3-2 as we go into Gen 7, which, like I said, introduced Z moves, and we could still use Megas, a bunch of cool stuff added, so you can see the new teams for Gen 7. You can kind of predict who may be the Mega on Blaine's side, but you have to probably guess who has the Z move on his side, as obviously you couldn't have both, so you can try to guess who has Z moves, who has Megas on each team, and, go from there so you can see the new teams, as we're about to go into the Gen 7 battle with a 3-2 lead for Misty right now, with 2 more matches left to go. Will it become a 3-3 tie? That is going to be the question. Will Blaine keep up his winning streak? It goes out with Mewtwo and Ampharos. If you guessed Mewtwo was going to Mega Evolve into Mewtwo Y, you were highly correct. Which somehow Ampharos still ate a Mega Mewtwo Y's Earthquake, which I know he's more specially whatever, but I was still surprised that he ate it so well with Mewtwo Y's, strong, moveset and everything. Now Misty's going to send out her Gyarados, which has some Dark-type moves. Make that a Mega Gyarados with some Dark-type moves that are now Stab, which that Psychic missing probably was a big deal, but, was probably still going to obviously one-shot the Mewtwo with a Crunch, being Stab. Here comes out Vileplume, who's now going to be a threat for the Gyarados. Waiting on the moves to load, apparently. But now we've seen both teams' Megas, at least, so you know where the Megas are. Here comes a Bounce. He misses the Drain Punch, which was a super effective move. The Bounce will land next turn. Super effective Vileplume lives and gets paralyzed, but uses its Z move. Here's the Z move Mon with Bloom Doom, which is going to do a great deal of damage. Gyarados goes for the Crunch, taking out Vileplume, but does a lot of damage on the Mega Gyarados. Blaine's already down a couple Pokemon. Misty's looking a little peachy, but she does have a weak Pokemon herself. Who's going to win the pivotal match? Will it become a 3-3 tie? Will Misty, just keep her winning streak, well, was a winning streak, going? Here comes Arcanine, who's pretty fast, with Thunderfang, which will take down Gyarados. Go ahead and send out Mr. Suicune here. Now we still have Thunderfang on this thing, which is going to be super effective. And we know from last battle, Suicune won't be able to kill Arcanine, so it'll be an interesting matchup right here. Arcanine, the false legendary beast, as I like to call him. The original legendary beast before Entei came around. If you watch the Gen 1 anime, you will see him as part of the paintings. Surf does a lot more than Thunderfang does on a Suicune. Mind you, it's not staff from Arcanine, but still, kind of sad that, Arcanine couldn't do too much to the Suicune. Kind of hoping for paralysis or flinch or something, but nothing happens. Arcanine goes down, but does some good damage on Suicune. Now we just debate on who to send in here. Got a couple options, but who's going to be probably the best to take down the Suicune without maybe dying is the hard question to sometimes answer in the long run. But I'm going to go ahead and send out Mr. Parasect here. I don't remember which matchup it is. I want to say it's this one. That Parasect I accidentally gave Giga Impact instead of Giga Drain, which really hurt it. I mean, you can still learn Giga Impact, but obviously if it had Giga Drain, it maybe would have changed things, but at the same point, I don't know, it also helps in a future matchup, so I don't know, I could see it either way, but yeah, that was one thing I wanted to note in this battle, that I did mistakenly give it, Giga Impact instead of Giga Drain, but it does have some broken moves like Spore and stuff like that as well. Now we got Suicune versus Moltres, and Moltres does outspeed a Suicune. So how much will a Stab Fly do from a Moltres? While Suicune will again go for probably Surf. He has Ice Beam as well, and he has, I don't even know what other moves I gave it, but Fly missing was probably the most pivotal point of this matchup if I had to pick one, because you'll see why after the next turn. So he goes for Fly, and he does not die. See, if he went for the other Fly, then Suicune would have, I mean, unless maybe low roll or something, I don't know, but I still feel like Suicune would have went down, Moltres would have lived for another matchup. You could play all these different games in a sense. So, I mean, RNG is always a factor no matter what. That was really the first RNG move that I've seen in a while. But yeah, you can see how just thick Suicune is living a hit from an Entei here. Living with basically 3% of health. That also helped to weaken Entei down. So it's like, yeah, like I said, if that Moltres was able to actually hit those two flies, then it wouldn't have, maybe had all this happen. But at the same point, you got to go with what the Pokemon, game gives you. As they just dramatically stare at one another. Suicune's all like, I'm majestic. Entei's like, yeah, but I'm like pretty serious over here. Where's Molly? Give me back Molly. Sends out Parasect. He sends out Starmie. Switch for a switch. Playing mind games with one another. Psychic on Parasect does a good amount of damage. Use the Spore on Starmie to make it fall asleep. Here's where Giga Drain probably would have come in handy. But seeing I did not have it, I could not do it on him, but it did make Starmie permanently asleep, at least for the remainder of this battle, which really helped. But due to Sleep Claws, I couldn't put too many more Pokemon to sleep. I don't know what I think it's just one status per mon, I think, for sleep, but I might be wrong. I don't know how Sleep Claws exactly works in this game. Comes Executor. There's the Giga Impact that I was talking about. So I really doubt, that a Giga Drain would have helped him in any sort of way. Other than, like I said, that Starmie battle, but still wasn't going to probably help him live that Executor Psychics much better than it already was. Entei will come in here to look at Executor all menacingly. I have our bracelets on my ankles. I wonder how much those weigh. That's a good question. Did you have those before you were turned into a legendary beast? Flamethrower on a Starmie will not do much. Starmie with Natural Cure is able to cure itself of its sleep when switching out. Entei goes down, giving Misty the win. Technically, if we were doing a best of 7, she would already be winning right now, but we'll do the final next couple battles just to kind of see what the exact things were. Like I said, we've done 5 so far, so might as well just see what would happen, with now doing another battle here. And this is the random generation battle. I don't even know. With each one of them having some unique Pokemon that I thought of. I was like, well, these are kind of very unique for each one. Wanted to just try it out to see who might win with, each one's, team here. So, pretty sure this is the Gen 8 battle, if I remember correctly. Yes, this is the Gen 8 battle. Okay. So here's where a lot of Pokemon couldn't be used, like Entei and all that, till DLC is added. Mewtwo couldn't be used for Blaine's team. A lot of couldn't be used, but also Suicune couldn't be used for Misty's team. So, a lot of stuff. Gyarados one-shots Vileplume, which was kind of shocking to me that it one-shotted Vileplume. But, here comes Rotom Heat form. A cool little addition for Blaine, I thought. Will Blaine be able to kind of make it seem like it was a close matchup, or will he lose overall 4-2 or 5-2, whatever? We'll figure out right now as he one-shots Gyarados. So each one of them do have a Dynamaxing, Gigantamaxing Pokemon, whatever you want to say. Obviously, they can choose however they want to do it. But I just figured to make each one have the ability to choose whatever they wanted. Like I said, there probably could have been a situation where I could have maybe changed all this around, but I just was like trying to still, have it cool and everything like that. So here we got Shucky taking on Lantern now. Or Shucky is Lantern. Lantern taking on Rotom. Went for Sucker Punch. Shadow Ball, which does little to nothing. Gonna go ahead and go for the Surf with Lantern here, and I don't even know what to go for with Rotom. Let's just do another Shadow Ball. Surf takes down Rotom Heat form. Send out Octillery, which will eat up water hits better, but not electric types. Uses Energy Ball to take down Lantern. Yes, this Octillery can learn Energy Ball. Grass type move. Send out Blastoise now. Who will outspeed? I'm sure you're wondering. I'm not sure either. An octopus or a turtle? I'm not sure. In the water, definitely an octopus, but, hey, it's all good. Octillery goes down. And then going to go ahead and send in Mr. Arcanine with his electric type moves. Take on Blastoise just because I know he can live water type, at least one water type attack. Pretty much other than like Hydro Pump, or I don't even know what the other strong water move is. Or any Water Z move, or whatever you want to say. Or Dynamaxing water move, he pretty much would live. Blastoise, go ahead and we'll take a Thunder Fang pretty well. Goes for the Surf, which does a great deal of damage to Arcanine, but like I said, he will live. Just like I told you he would. Arcanine does have some pretty decent defenses. Gotta love a good fluffy boy. Then we're going to go ahead and go for the Thunder Fang again. Does a good deal of damage. Gets the magical final flinch. Finally some RNG on Blaine's side to really help him do something to this Blastoise now. So I'm kind of debating what I should do with Misty here. I can think of a couple different possibilities, but it's just a big guessing game on what is going to be the right move for Misty to make for this game, in a sense, to, you know, potentially make her win or, you know, help herself out, because she has the trio, which will be immune to different stuff, and then different Pokemon that will eat stuff. So I'll go ahead and switch to the trio. But then also I was like, well, okay, if I'm Blaine, then I might expect to switch to that, knowing she might predict Thunderfang. So I was like, well, let's try to, both of them try to do smart techniques to guarantee damage. Then now the trio will go for a, I believe I go for the rock type move, don't I? Or do I go for Earthquake? I'm not sure. I can't remember. I just recorded this. I can't remember. Here comes Charizard. Go for Earth Power, which he's immune to. And then Charizard will now be in the fray, which, like I said, Dugtrio does no rock type moves, so that will help him. Here comes Dynamax, Gigantamax, whatever you want to say. Charizard, rock type move from Dugtrio is going to do a lot of damage to him, but will not live to a Gigantamax Charizard. Dugtrio goes down, leaving just a few more Pokemon on Misty's side to take down. Here comes out Blastoise, just trying to do some damage to Charizard. Going to go for a Surf. Charizard's going to debate on a couple different moves that it could do, probably to take down this thing. Pretty much anything, probably other than its Fire-type move, will probably kill this Blastoise in one hit. So we're going to go ahead and just go for one of those and see who will win overall in this starter matchup. Too bad the Gigantamax Blastoise isn't here, or else I probably could have gave her that one, but it's all good. But they're also trying to stall out the 3-turn Gigantamaxing Charizard, so, you know, as I try to think of this as logically as I could to make the best choices overall. Look how giant Charizard looks on this screen, too. That's hilarious. I have not played Gen 8, though, yet. I haven't also played Gen 6 or 5. So, you know, got some generations I need to desperately play here very, very soon, which Gen 5 I'll be playing really, really soon. And then Gen 6 I will have to purchase. And then, yeah, Gen 8 I will have to as well purchase to be able to play them. Here comes out Jellicent. Jellicent. Nice little floaty boy for Misty. Charizard goes for a Max Wormwind or whatever, Wormwind. Doesn't kill Charizard. Charizard goes down to his normal form. No longer in his final form. Feel like I'm talking Dragon Ball Z now. And then we're going to go for another water move with Jellicent. Crunch with Charizard, which does not kill but does get disabled. Charizard will finally go down to Jellicent, leaving him with only 4%. But thanks to the leftovers, he's up to 10% now. Intimidating Arcanine comes in, knowing he will outspeed a Jellicent to do damage on him. Go ahead and just sack off the Jellicent just so nothing else takes a super effective move. Leaving Misty with now, I believe, 2 Pokemon. Sends out her Lapras to take on Arcanine. But it's no ordinary Lapras. It's giant blurry Lapras. I mean, Gigantamax, Dynamax, whatever, Lapras. Arcanine goes down to the Max Geyser from Lapras. And then now I send in Rhyperior, which is Blaine's last Pokemon, to take on a Lapras, which is 4 times super effective against it. Just hoping for a miracle. Will it happen? Will Blaine pull a miracle? Will Lapper somehow miss? Will there be a conclusion? Will Blaine do anything against Misty ever? Let's find out right now. Well, Blaine officially loses to Misty. Misty claims the victory 5-2 over Blaine. I hope you guys enjoyed this matchup and enjoyed this video of the remake of Blaine versus Misty. Be sure to leave a like if you did enjoy. Be sure to subscribe if you are new. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram for updates and behind the scenes. And we'll be sure to see you guys in the next video, live stream, whatever it might be. We'll see you guys then. This is the Moderate Gamer signing out. See you all next time. Caca!